Moving on to our next example, what is the arc length that subtends a 54-degree angle in a circle with a 5-inch diameter? First, a quick diagram. It's another problem that is pertaining to the relationship between s, r, and theta. We're asked to find the arc length s. We have an angle measure, but it is in degrees, so we'll need to make sure that we convert that into radians. Theta must be in radians in these formulas. And radius we don't have, but we do have diameter. Well, as soon as we see a given diameter, I'd like to right away change that into a radius. So we're cutting it in half, radius 2.5 inches. So one change taken care of, that diameter is not useful, cut it in half to use the radius. Next, the 54 degrees is our angle measure. We need to change that into radians. So I'm multiplying by a conversion factor, starting with 54 degrees. This time, I need to cancel out the degrees and leave radians behind. So I'll need degrees in the denominator and radians up in the numerator. In terms of irrational numbers, decimals that go forever with no repeating pattern, I like to save all my rounding till the very end. So in these problems where there's a multiplication with pi, I'm trying to keep it in terms of pi. It means, for me, 54 over 180. What will that equal? I'm just thinking simplified fraction, so I can keep the pi in there. So the 54 over 180 simplifies to 3/10. Our angle measure is 3 pi over 10, and now we're in radians. And now we can go ahead and use one of our formulas. S equals r. Theta is a good one. It's solved for s. We can plug in r and theta now that theta is in radians. We're multiplying 2.5 inches by 3 pi over 10 radians. Another example of how the dimensionless radian units work here, if we're multiplying radians by any other unit, that other unit takes over. The radians goes away. So multiplying inches by radians leaves us with inches. Still trying to keep it in terms of pi, the 3 over 10 times 2.5 is 3/4. So an exact answer, our arc length is 3 pi over 4 inches. And as a decimal approximation, about 2.36 inches. Oh, lastly, we didn't mention the word subtends. Basically means opposite. So what is the arc length that is opposite of this angle 54 degrees? So just to clear up that word right there.